What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, it is appreciated. I mean, almost close. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As you can tell by the title and what Jonathan was just holding, we are doing some taillight work today. We're going to be turning these taillights into clears. And normally how you do that is you buy a set of taillights like that, then you buy another set of taillights that have clear lenses. You pull these apart, you spray them, and then you take the lenses from the other taillights and you put them on top of those, and then you have a set of clears. We're going to be doing something different today, kind of completely different, and there's a couple reasons for it. We are going to be making lenses from scratch. Two reasons for this. One, it's a lot cheaper as opposed to having to buy a new set for $200 just for the clear lenses. This sheet is only like $20 maybe. Yeah, something like that. So a lot cheaper than buying, you know, a $200 set of taillights just to throw them away. So, you know, always good to save money first off. But the biggest reason for this is if we can successfully build taillights from scratch, that means we can also turn those into clears, turn those into clears, and pretty much any other car that we want to build clears for that doesn't already have them, we can make clears for them. The Q50 is a prime example. There are tons of people, well, there's a couple people on like Facebook pages and stuff that are posting clear taillights for them, but all they're doing is shattering their current lenses, and no one has an actual set of clears for those. So if I can make this happen, then we can also build the first ever set of legit clears for the Q50. First step though, let's cut these open. Okay, so now that the lenses are cut off, there is still plastic here that looks pretty rough, so I'm taking the Dremel with the sanding bit on it and going around just sanding it down to smooth it out. So right now just trying to make that look as good as I can. Okay, so we're taking a little bit of different approach to this. I know with clears you usually just leave the chrome and the clear from the original, but one of these ones was already broken. One of the taillights was broken when he picked it up, and the chrome on this one is starting to fade right here. So we're gonna go ahead and paint them. So we took the inner bezel out. So what you do is there's just 3 screw holes on the bottom. You just take those out, and then this assembly part just pops right out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take all these like little screws out and take the LEDs out so we can go ahead and paint. All right, so while we're letting that dry a little bit more, we're gonna cut the acrylic. This part's a little iffy just because we've tried working with the acrylic before, and right when we were at the last little bit, it entirely cracked, so I don't want that to happen again, obviously. So just got to be really careful. We're going to take this as slow as I can, try and cut this straight down the middle, and then from there we'll go ahead and try and measure out how much we're actually going to need for the taillight. Okay, thankfully no cracks or anything so far. Acrylic is all cut out. Now that both taillights have been sprayed and dried, this is where this little project gets interesting. So basically we need to lay these over the taillights, cut the shape out roughly, and then from there we are going to basically bend this with heat to the proper shape of the taillight and then seal it. Okay, so heat gun and our handy dandy, sparkly, heat-resistant gloves that I bought when we were doing headlights, which hopefully will come in handy for this. And I mean, they work pretty decently, honestly, so still happy about these. Real quick, I just want to show you guys how it's looking. I'm trying to get as good as footage while actually doing it, but as you can see, we're just applying heat, and as we're going, attaching clamps, but so far it's looking pretty good. Alright, a couple different things to note here. Attempt number 1 kind of failed. Figured we might on the first attempt when we were even talking about doing this. It's not terrible, as you can tell. It has the generic shape of a lens, but there's a lot of bubbles and everything. The problem also while we were working on it is, I don't know if you can see it, but it cracked right there. But we're currently working on number 2, and so far we think we got it. It's a couple different things that we think we figured out for this process that does make it a little bit easier. So basically, keep the plastic on. First off, the little vinyl piece, just keep it on until you're finished. Parts of it will melt, but it's okay. Just keep it on as a whole. Second, start from the hardest part, wherever it's most curved. Start from that area first, and then work your way out. Well, guys, we have clears. For making a lens from scratch and just shaping it, it honestly looks pretty damn good. Now, there is still some edging that we're gonna have to take care of, and we need to get it sealed. Plus, due to our first one, a little bit of the paint messed up. So tomorrow we're going to just repaint the taillights. Then we'll actually work on sealing it and trimming the rest of it. We'll also buy another piece of acrylic for the other taillight since we no longer have enough. But for our first time and our second time, I think it came out pretty damn good so far. So this is it for tonight. I will pick this back up in the morning, and I'll see you guys here in just a moment. Currently day 2, and we are back at it. Also, we started by painting the headlight and then doing this. We do recommend doing the lens first and then spray paint them, just because the heat makes the paint act up and come up in certain spots. So for the other headlight, we have to take it apart and touch it up, and then
we're gonna have to do this one too.
Yeah, for this one we're gonna have to do the same thing. So wait to paint the tail light until after you take care of the lens. So the next step and portion of this is taking the silicone, putting it around the edges, and actually trying to seal it. From there we just need to trim off a little bit of the lens and then go from there, but we're on the final stretch here of actually getting these things finished. Yep, right here you gotta be cautious because you don't want to put too much, so just gotta try and put a thin little bead of silicone on the edge. The other thing you need when doing this type of project is you need a handful of clamps. Just in general, if you're doing headlights, taillights, anything, clamps like this come in handy, so make sure you get a set. I think we got this set of like 4 of them for
Harbor Freight. It has like $12 or something like that.
Yeah, so always a good investment. So there's a nice bead there sealing everything up. Just gonna let this dry. We've put a couple different beads on it, let some dry, and then put some in other spots. So far though, it's coming out pretty good. So we'll let this dry, and then after that, I think we can just paint the edges like we want to, and this taillight will officially be done. And the taillight is now all taped up. This is what we meant, in case you were a little confused earlier, because Jonathan explained the process to me like 3 times and I still didn't.
It was more like 10 times.
It was not 10 times, it was like 3. But anyways, we've taped the inside of the lens, left like a thin layer here on the edge. This is what we're gonna go ahead and paint. You can paint this silver to match the headlight if that's what you wanna do, but for ours, we're gonna do it black. So we're gonna go ahead and get this edge painted, let that dry. While we've been doing this, the silicone is drying on the other one, so then we'll tape the other taillight the same way that this is. But this is literally the last step of the process, so we're gonna get this done and then I'll pick the camera up in a second. All right, as you can see, no longer at the house, decided to come to a place that's a little bit more scenic to show you guys the taillights. They are not perfect in their current form. There is a couple of things that we need to work out. I'll go over that in just a minute, but for right now, I want to show you guys how they ended up looking, because I think they look pretty damn good. So as I stated, and as you guys might have noticed, there are a couple issues with them. So I do just want to point them out just to show you guys, as always with my TikTok, with my YouTube channel, everything, I'm totally transparent with you guys on issues or what's going on. So I want to show you guys just that way you're aware. So issue 1, I'm having a gapping issue, especially with this taillight more than that one. It seems like the plastic is hitting right here on the side. These taillights are from an 07 through 09 and my car's an 03, so that might have something to do with it. Next, not sure how well you can see it, but the silicone is not perfect. The bead didn't lay exactly as smooth as we wanted it to be. Just relay it, try and make it smoother. And same thing with this side, just because I want it to look as good as it can. And that's pretty much it. Now, you may have noticed I did not mention that there's an issue with the lenses that we built, because there's not. That's why I'm so stoked on this and why I'm so impressed with what we ended up doing, because the issues that I have with these are the silicone and the gapping issue. The lenses themselves look like legit lenses. We took a flat piece of acrylic, molded it, and it looks damn good. Again, another close-up, but them bitches smooth. They're not all lumpy, they don't look deformed, they look like legit lenses. And as they sit like that, they're going to take that form and just be lenses. So in that aspect, I couldn't be prouder of us. Again, this is awesome because, yeah, it's not perfect with the silicone, and we'll figure out how to put silicone smoother. That's a simple fix. This means that we can build taillights for the 280ZX, for the Q50, for the other set of taillights that I have, if I want to just get rid of them or sell them or do whatever with them. And anything else that comes our way, we now can build clears for them without anything stopping us. And to me, that's pretty damn cool. Because as you know, just about everything with my 350Z is custom, from the bodywork to my seat rails to just about everything. And now I get to add my taillights to that list. So thank you to Jonathan, of course, for helping me out, as always. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're not already, please hit the subscribe button, because why wouldn't you after we just made a miracle happen? Please do that. I appreciate it. Like, comment, let me know what you think of these. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.